Greetings, everyone. This is Danny from Harr Travel. Of course, you know that because you're here to join us today for everything Royal Caribbean. Those of you who know me know that my love of Royal Caribbean started 30 plus years ago. The very first time I set foot on a ship, fell in love with it then, still love it to today. What I'm going to do today, just to kind of give you guys an overview, is I know a few of you might be here because there's an opportunity to win a free cruise. And we are going to be giving that away. So I'm just going to lead off given the terms and conditions on there, just so you guys have that. And then we'll get started and we'll ready to rock and roll. Just so you know, you can put your comments in the chat. I'm happy to answer all your questions after we do everything today. I'm going to go through all the answers as well. Feel free to treat it as an AMA and ask me anything. I'll do my very best. I've spent just over 300 cruises and almost 1,500 days at sea. So love that I get to talk about this with all of you and excited to share all of that. So just really quick, this is something I got to read. Big news tonight. We're giving away a Royal Caribbean cruise up to 7 nights for 4 guests in a balcony cabin. How do you enter? You're already here. So all you need to do is simply comment #Royal2026 during the live stream. You only need to do it once. In fact, if I can ask you, just do it once. That'll be plenty. You'll get into the drawing for it. So once again, all you have to do is in the comments, #Royal2026 anytime during the live stream, and we will do the drawing at the end. We'll go ahead and give that information. You do need to be present to qualify to win. So terms and conditions, no purchase necessary. You must be over 18 and a U.S. resident. This is a giveaway not sponsored by or affiliated with YouTube. And my team just put the full terms in the chat so that you have that there. Once again, anytime during the chat today, just put in #Royal, ROYAL 2026. That's it. And we'll do a random drawing at the end for all of you that are here with us today. So first off, thank you for taking your time. I do know that any time spent with us is valuable time. So we're very grateful to have that and to spend this time with you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off just really quick. Get a couple of the comments up here. Hello from Eustis, Texas. Hello, Lloyd. Good to see you. Curtis from Evansville, Indiana. Probably having a pretty good week with the Hoosiers doing their thing. Welcome from Las Vegas as well, not too far from here. Philadelphia, you guys have a brand new cruise terminal here just a couple weeks ago there. Reinhold's, Pennsylvania. Javon, a very long time no see. Absolutely. Happy to see you here as well. Brenda from Florida. Wilmore Gunthorpe's from Brooklyn, New York. And there we go. A little more Philly. Cincinnati, Central Illinois. Well, lots of incredible people here today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over what I think are 10 of the most exciting, new, unique things that are happening with the Royal Caribbean brand specifically. And then I'll answer any of your questions about those things. And then I'll answer any of your questions that you have beyond that as well. So give me 1 second to flip over. I'm a teacher, was a teacher for almost 14 years, over a dozen years for sure. So I love me a PowerPoint. So let me go ahead and share this screen momentarily. And there we go. All right. So we're going to kick it off with our top 10 Royal updates for 2026. Of course, I'm going to get in trouble with my team because if you haven't done it already, and I know you all watch the channel, but if you could do us that favor and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and like the comments, it makes a huge difference for all of us and so that our word can get out there. So, but love that. And of course, you know us because you've already booked with us. So let's go ahead and kick it off with everything Royal Caribbean. Let me just get one more thing queued up here. And there we go. Okay. So the first one is Ovation of the Seas amplification. So prior to the thing that happened a couple of years ago that we don't even need to talk about anymore, Royal Caribbean was spending an enormous amount of money amplifying, renovating their ships, making them something new and different. And I will say, when it comes to renovations, Royal goes all in, unlike anyone else, especially when it comes to top deck features. Where they don't spend as much time is redesigning or updating the rooms. Generally, what you'll see from a Royal amplification is they might add a few categories. They'll replace carpet and drapes and furniture and things like that. But the bones of the room are generally going to stay the same unless they can add a new one. So the Ovation, I just cruised on the Ovation with my family. We're so excited to have her out here on the West Coast. And give me 1 second here. And so she's getting a massive renovation in just a few weeks, actually. Okay. So with that, they're adding the pesky parrot. I love the pesky parrot. I love a tiki bar, right? If you're ever up in the Bay Area, you got to go to the OG tiki bar. It's an absolute blast, a lot of fun. But I love the tiki bars on the other ships. I will say that I spent a few nights there on Utopia, on Mariner of the Seas. So yay to Royal for putting in the pesky parrot. The sound cellar, I'm a little bit mixed on this one. So what they're really doing is they're really expanding the casino. So instead of the music hall being 2 levels, it's going to be a single level now. There will be it's still going to be a great music hall. I've always loved those venues, so I'm just going to say I'm going to hold tight and wait and see how that turns out. Azumi Teppanyaki, always a win. I love Chef Travis. Got to spend some time with him on Star of the Seas that we'll talk about in just a minute there. But I love that they're adding teppanyaki. In fact, I think Wonderland's kind of tired and done. It was a very cool concept. Once you've dined there once, for most people, that's plenty. So I do love that they still have the music hall and that they're adding the Azumi Teppanyaki and Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. Now, initially, when I saw Jamie's was going away on some cruises, I got a little upset. And, I love Giovanni's Italian Kitchen better. I'm just going to say it. It's a better menu. I love the food on it. My kiddos, myself, my wife and I, we dine there many, many times on Star of the Seas. But we've also dined there now on several other ships. And I love the menu. I love the concept. I think they do a great job with it. Okay. And the casino expansion, once again, bigger casino is nice for those who gamble, not as nice for those who of us who may not as much, though you might find me in the casino from time to time. But something I'm very excited about is a brand new Ultimate Family Suite. So on this ship, just like on all the Quantum class ships, in the very aft, you have a conference center and then you have a suite lounge. And I've known for many years that the second they have a chance to turn those into rooms and rip those spaces out because they're not revenue generating, they're going to do that, and they are, and that's okay because not many people use the conference center. It was empty most of the time, and then the suite lounge they're relocating, so I'm okay with that as well. But they're adding the Ultimate Family Suite and some really cool suites up there. I love aft suites. There's not that many in the Royal world that are truly unobstructed, so I think this is going to be a win. And here we go, just a few pictures there. We've got the pesky parrot. This is actually on Utopia. Flowrider Surf Simulator. I did want to throw in there for those of you who are interested. One of the coolest things that I've ever done was my family and I did the hour with the private Flowrider. You could pay for that. Of course, if you're in the Ultimate Family Townhouse and some other suites, you get that included. But I highly recommend it because it was one of the most fun things we did. So little image from an Ultimate Family Suite. We don't have a true image yet. So this is just kind of a simulation, a random one of it. And then, of course, Azumi Teppanyaki. And I love that there's kiddos in there because my family, my kiddos absolutely love that. All right. Number 2, Harmony of the Seas amplification. And guys, this is a different kind of amplification than Ovation. This is a massive renovation. And I'll say I have a great relationship with Harmony of the Seas, and I'm not going to talk politics. I never do. But my very first cruise on Harmony was the very first pre-inaugural, and it was election night 2016. And it was a crazy show, to say the very least. But I fell in love with that ship on that cruise. We love it still today. And I love that it's getting all the enhancements that have kind of been released since the ship was released. So the first one is Playmaker Sports Bar. So this is going down to the boardwalk. I did love Sabor, but I'm totally okay with Playmakers. I love Playmakers a bit more. We also are really excited that they're adding the Ultimate Family Suite. They're taking a couple Crown Lofts and pushing them together. So you'll have the Ultimate Family Suite, a brand new set of Ultimate Panoramic Suites. Those are in the front over the bridge wings, and brand new panoramic suites. Those are where the lower level of the forward solarium used to be there. So I do appreciate that. Once again, I love lime and coconut. I can't say that enough. I love the whole concept there. This is a little bit crazy. And once again, I'm not as excited about this part. They're eliminating kind of the entertainment place on deck 4 where you used to have the dance club I think the Crown Lounge was right there. That's all becoming the largest casino at sea ever built. So Royal, they're loving their casinos. And I wish some of that space wasn't going away, to be perfectly honest. But I think the enhancements make up for it. Okay, and also they're adding the Samba Grill Brazilian Steakhouse. If you haven't had that with Royal, it's absolutely fantastic here. Okay, go. I think, yep. Saw somebody saying they were buffering, but I think I got a good signal here, so I'll keep going. The Samba Grill, they have that on Allure of the Seas in the Solarium, and now you're going to have that here. They used to have a Mediterranean restaurant that was kind of, it was fine, but I love the Samba Grill concept, and I love that they're adding an additional specialty restaurant so you have more choice, especially in the evening. And for those who buy those ultimate dining packages, or if you're in star class, the more options, the better. Once again, a few images here from the Ultimate Family Suite. I love that Playmakers is heading this way. And then also the two-story lime and coconut. This is actually the Navigator of the Seas. Yeah, love her as well. All right, Star of the Seas. I know she's already launched, and she's launched in summer of 25. Guys, I got to tell you, this was the best experience I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, it truly, truly was. I'm just going to hop forward to here. I was, some of you were there as well. I was lucky enough to be on the pre-inaugural sailings. They had an influencer cruise, and then they had some inaugural sailings. And then I actually spent the first 28 days of its life on board Star of the Seas. Like Allure of the Seas, I think the second one is better. Go here. The second one is usually better because there's less pressure. They start to learn things. They can evolve. But my family and I were 3 weeks together on the Star of the Seas. And just some of the highlights for us, we loved the doggy, right? I mean, Sailor was amazing and managed to always be around saying hi. Back to the Future, the musical, is our favorite that we've ever done. Hands down, end of conversation. I watched it 13 times, I think. I think my kids watched it with me 11 of those times. And when we get in the car right now, my 3-year-old asked me to put on the Marty McFly song, which is the musical Back to the Future album. We love that as well. But the way the ship flows, it's spectacular. It feels less crowded than any of the other ships, right? I would say any of their other ships, the flow is best on Star and Icon, the way they've connected stairs and escalators, lots and lots and lots of really, tons of space to spread out, but lots of ways to get between spaces. I never felt crowded, which is an incredible thing there for a ship like that. You can see from the top, they did a great job segmenting the neighborhoods, having the Aquadome Marketplace to stop by at midnight. In fact, I always saw the cast from Back to the Future eating there. Love that. The Aqua Theater show, this touched my heart. It's called Torque on that ship. And we went, I think, 14 or 15 times over those 3 weeks. And they got to know us. They saw the kids sitting in the front every time. They'd splash them extra. But they actually sat down, and one of the bike riders, the guy who does the motorcycle, is kind of crazy. He sat down with my 3-year-old and talked to him for about 5 minutes. And he was out of this world excited, just talking over and over again about the motorcycle and the wheels. And I don't know. The crew was unbelievable. The setting was unbelievable. And it was just the best experience that we've ever done. So Star of the Seas does the 7-day cruises, Eastern, Western Caribbean. Icon does as well. And then when Legend comes out, I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Perfect Day Mexico. If you're in Galveston, or if you've ever taken a Western Caribbean cruise, you want this to happen, guys. It's important to understand Perfect Day concepts are different than the beach club concepts, okay? So what you're going to find is that Perfect Day Mexico should be similar to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, as in it's included in your fare. Don't worry, it's royal. There'll be plenty of places to upgrade if you want those upgrades. I think they do a great job with those upgrades as well. So to me, that's nothing but good stuff. But guys, this looks to be absolutely incredible. I was just at that port on Star of the Seas, and there's nothing there. It's kind of a sad port. There's really not much going on. And to have this massive complex there, it's going to be incredible. The tallest water slides in North America. It's actually going to top out Daredevil's Peak on Perfect Day Coco Cay. The longest lazy river, including a rapid section if you're interested. But you have Chill Island, you've got Thrill Island, you've got what do they call it? It's the El Hideaway neighborhood, which is going to be fantastic as well. But what's great about this is, especially for families, my kids love the Perfect Day concept because it's easy, it's safe, it's enjoyable, and it provides you everything that you want in one package. Now, I'm all for exploring the world, checking out new ports, but most of the people that we book that have been to the Caribbean, it's not their first time. And so having something like this is a phenomenal experience. And once again, with Icon heading to Galveston, Texas, having this on every single port or every single cruise, and maybe even twice on some cruises I'm hearing, it could be a true game changer across the board. So, but whatever ship you sail on out of Galveston or any Western Caribbean cruise, this is going to be a big hit. And this is also going to be a big hit because I've been to Cozumel about 25 times in the last 4 years. And if you are a scuba diver, it's one of the best places on planet Earth. It's got one of the better barrier reefs in the whole world, right? The beach clubs are fine, but they're getting tired and some of them aren't that nice. To have a Royal Beach Club is phenomenal. Now, once again, I do want to make sure everybody understands this is not right next to the pier. This is on the other side of the island. So they'll have transfers. It'll take about 20 minutes or so. But what you're going to find is that true beach experience that people are looking for. Guys, Royal wouldn't be investing this money if this wasn't something that people absolutely positively wanted. And so I love that more than I can say that they're adding this in. I know my family and I will visit. And think about this now on a 7-day Western Caribbean cruise, when you were going to go to Costa Maya and Cozumel, yeah, you pay for this experience. You could also pay or not pay for Perfect Day, but you're going to get absolutely everything that you want for your perfect day. I could picture myself and my family going here every single time, probably getting a cabana, if not just setting up shop right there on the beach. So once again, the Royal Beach Club concepts, you do pay extra for food, for drink, and to purchase. You can also buy packages that include those things. And I'll talk a little bit about Paradise Island in just a minute. But here's an image from Perfect Day Cozumel. And just for fun, that will open up this year. We're hearing late Q3 or early Q4. All right. Let me go back to the next one here, mixing it up with a ship. And, oh, sorry, I lied. I'm going to go back to Royal Beach Club Paradise Island. So this is open. It's not quite done. It's about 92.5% done. And it'll be done in a couple weeks. We'll be heading down to film it. But once again, I've been to Nassau over 30 times in the last 4 years. And I haven't really gotten off the ship most of the times. There are some great things to do. You still have the fantastic Atlantis. They do day passes. We help our guests with that all the time. You have Baja Mar. But this is going to be a game changer. It's right there. I wanted to show you guys this image from above because right over here to the side, you've got a beach. And then if you just kept going, that's the end of the harbor. That's how you come in. So first off, they put a giant crown and anchor there to troll every other cruise line that heads in and out. I love that Royal's doing that, to be perfectly frank. But here you can kind of see the setup. You've got thrill, you've got chill, you've got large pools, you've got great beaches. You can purchase a package with alcohol or without alcohol. So just keep those things in mind. I think the prices are too much. I've seen the prices start to fall. Make sure that you go back and double check your prices if you've booked maybe for March, April, or May, because if the price goes down, you can always cancel it and rebook it. But they also have fantastic cabanas there. They've got great places to hang out. And I believe that my family and I are going to be going here quite often when we visit Nassau. So if you think about it, guys, from a Royal perspective and also a Royal making money perspective, they are a business after all. On those 3 and 4 day cruises from Utopia and Wonder, they're hitting Royal Beach Club and Perfect Day at Coco Cay twice every single week. They are Perfect Day at Coco Cay is Royal's highest rated port, period, in the entire inventory here. And so I think this is going to be a big win for people to enjoy. But you don't have to pay. All right. Go here. Okay. You guys lose me for a second? It looks like somebody said it went out. No, I think I've got to. Well, I'm going to keep going because I'll let the great Daniel message me if he's seen anything on his side there. But once again, Royal Beach Club Paradise Island does come at an additional cost, but I think it's well worth it there. So there we go. Okay. We keep moving. Liberty of the Seas, another ship that I love dearly. I was also on her very first inaugural cruise, and she's getting refreshed before she's heading to Europe and then back down to Galveston. I will say I had a lot of people in Galveston telling me that they were done with the Liberty a year or two ago when she left. Now that she's getting refreshed, I think she's going to be great. And once again, Lime and Coconut, a whole brand new pool deck that's completely rethought, refreshed with El Loco Fresh. You're also going to have a new Starbucks there, Azumi Teppanyaki. Absolutely love Chef Travis once again. A brand new escape room. But what I also love, they're renovating the 4-bedroom suite on the back of the ship to turn it into a villa. But this is a class of ship that I still really love. I was on Freedom recently, and we talk a lot about the brand new ships. We talk a lot about the brand new locations. But guys, Royal does a phenomenal job with their legacy ships. And Liberty is a perfect example of that. I loved my time on board, had an incredible time there. It was really, truly a phenomenal experience. And we consistently get some of our highest feedback from Freedom, from Independence is another fan favorite. Even, Oasis after her renovation and Allure. So don't sleep on the ships that are older but have been refreshed, because they also give you an incredible product offering. Legend of the Seas. I will be there in July as she launches in the Med. So not a lot of difference from Star and Icon, but when you have such incredible feedback, what do you need to change, right? And there are some changes. One of them is a 2-story casino. You can hear my theme here. Sort of, kind of, not super excited about that. But what I am really excited about is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is one of the best musicals I've seen in ages. I got to see it on Broadway. Actually, I lie. I saw that in London, and it was fantastic. I love that they're adding the Royal Railway concept. This is right where the comedy club used to be. Royal's getting rid of comedy clubs and moving the comedy into theaters to really provide more space. But also, it was always a pain point with people not being able to get into the shows, and it was always packed tight, and you had to line up further out. So I'm totally okay with that. In fact, if you're a great comedian, you should be able to carry a big house the way that you can carry a little house as well. Once again, an awesome option to try in the Med. And then Rome and Barcelona before heading to Fort Lauderdale. Once she gets to Fort Lauderdale, doing 6 and 8 night sailings. I can't tell you how many back-to-back cruises we've been booking. The 8 night goes all the way to the ABC Islands down in the Southern Islands there. And then you're also going to find that, you have a Western Caribbean cruise essentially. After that, you can put it together for an incredible 14-day. And I'll say, guys, 21 days with a family was just about perfect to see everything, to do everything, and to do it at a wonderful pace. So there we go. Also, brand new ice and aqua shows. And guys, the ice show blew me away on Star of the Seas. I watched that over a dozen times as well. And more importantly, a brand new doggy. I saw Skipper as a recommendation here. I think that's great. I think my gut is it's going to be just named Bailey, because I think MB is going to go all in and claim him or her for himself. So Legend, you've got the Royal Railway. It does look like there's going to be a bar in the station, which I love. On Utopia, it was kind of awkward where there's not really a good, waiting area. So I do love that they're going to add a bar in there. And guys, this is an unbelievable concept because they can change it out. They can change the digital interface and have a brand new experience. You're going to start with the Silk Road, the journey of Marco Polo, and go from there. And then once again, in your fare, right? When you go to Broadway, you see this as a touring musical, you're going to pay $150 to $300 minimum for tickets, included in your fare. All right. I know some of you have been asking for this Discovery class. I'm just going to be honest with y'all and say that I have an NDA with Royal. So there's things that I cannot nor never will talk to you until it's allowed to be public information. So everything here is just me guessing or things that I've heard in passing, but 120,000 tons or so is what we're hearing. My guess is they'll end up right at 140, similar to the Edge class of ships from Celebrity. And my guess is we're going to see a lot of crossover from that. It makes a lot of sense, guys. Vision, Grandeur, Enchantment, Rhapsody, still great vessels. They're just getting old, and they're not able to update them with all the new concepts that people want. I love the Radiance class too. Radiance, Jewel. And some of my favorite cruises ever were on Brilliance of the Seas, and Serenade, of course, is fantastic. But this is going to come in there. But here's the clue. They've already reserved the space. So for Icon, one of the big news stories here that I forgot to put in there is that they just cut steel for Icon 5. So that means 27, we're getting Legend. Sorry, 26, we're getting Legend. 27, we're getting Icon 4 and a Utopia, an Oasis class ship. And then in 28, we're getting another Icon. But they've reserved the shipyard space all the way through 2036. So there's something new coming. It's going to happen. As soon as I have info I can share with you, I will. But I said, let's let AI design the ship for us. And that's what it looks like. I kind of like it, actually. It's fun. You got Project Discovery right on the front there. You'll see some pieces of Vision class and Radiance class in there. Not sure that that's what it's going to look like, but hey, why not ask AI? There we go. All right. This, to me, is one of the things that people have been asking for the longest, and that is status match and points choice. So just a really quick recap on that, and then I'm going to jump into all your questions, guys, here. And then, of course, we're going to give away a cruise. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you add hashtag Royal 2026. Once again, hashtag Royal 2026. It's tied to each individual login, so only need one. Two of you are on. Feel free to go ahead and do two, one each. So, but here we go. Status match. If you've always wanted to try Celebrity or Silver Sea, but you love collecting your points and you're moving up towards Diamond, Diamond Plus, Pinnacle, you now can do status match and pick where your points go. So if you're a gold member of Royal Caribbean, all you have to do is submit the status match for Celebrity and you'll automatically be Classic. But more importantly, if you're Diamond, you're going to get Elite status. And I think Elite status actually provides slightly better benefits than Diamond. Then if you hop over to Venetian Society, that's where you're getting the most unbelievable crossover. So, you know, you can get to Diamond on Royal if maybe you've done 50 days at sea. Diamond, the equivalent is going to be 250 days there. So all you have to do is submit the offer and they'll give it to you automatically. If you change status, you do need to resubmit and then they'll update you there. But I've not sailed as much on Celebrity as I have on Royal. I'm Elite Plus on Celebrity. But I'm actually, because of the way Celebrity does points, I'm going to hit Zenith before I hit Pinnacle. So I'm going to take all my points from here on out through Celebrity. And then once I get it, I'll cross right on over. All right, here's the other half of that. And you can see here how the cruise lines do points is very, 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 very different. Okay. So they reward you when you book their top suites. So if you book an iconic suite with Celebrity, you get 24 points a day. 18 points in their other top suites, and then it kind of goes down from there. But starting January 30th, so if your sailing departs, say February 1st on, you do need to submit this. You can reach out to us if you'd like assistance, but you need to submit and let them know. If you're booking on a Royal cruise and you want your points with Royal, you don't need to do anything, nothing at all. But if you're on Royal and you want to get those points as Celebrity, once again, you need to fill that out. Just shoot a quick note over to us. We're happy to help you do that. It's a really quick, easy process. You send an email in, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and you're all set and done. Okay? All right. I am going to jump into the comments now here. And then once again, you don't need to do it again if you've already done it once. But please, all you got to do is just put hashtag Royal 2026 and poof, we will be entering you in and drinking from one of our fun Yetis. If you've traveled with us, you've probably received one of those. So love that. One other thing that I'm going to add in before I jump into the questions is in about 4 to 5 weeks, we're going to be releasing our 26, 27, and early 28 hosted journeys. So if you'd like to cruise with us, or there might even be a safari out there if you're interested in that. But if you'd like to join us on one of our hosted journeys, what that means is we take the stress away. We have team members that are there to support you. We'll have special events, private shore excursion options, get-togethers. It's really just more about sharing the journey. And if you want to try your first river cruise, for example, we'll be doing a Christmas time river cruise, things like that. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love for you to join us. But what I'd love for you to do is if you have a moment, email me, danny@harrtravel.com, and let me know where you would like to go on one of our hosted journeys. Okay? It could be a big ship like Symphony out of Galveston, could be, you know, something in Europe, but places where you think we can add value for you. I'd love for you to let me know. And then we're finalizing those over the next couple of weeks. And then we're actually going to do a live stream to announce them. All right. I think that's all the super big news and exciting stuff here. Really quick, I'm going to click on this one from Richard. Richard, we love working with you. You definitely didn't need to do that, but I will share that and take great care of Pablo as well. Pablo has been great. Changed 3 cruises over the last year. When my grandson comes next month, I'll have 3 more. You, Taylor, and Pablo have a couple drinks on me and a cup of coffee. Richard, that's really kind of you. Once again, you didn't have to, and I appreciate that. As I always tell my kids, the greatest gifts are the ones you didn't have to give. So thank you for that. But we love working with you. I actually was talking to Pablo about you not that long ago. So nothing but great things to say on our end. So thank you for being awesome. All right. It's going to take me just a second here, guys, because as you can probably imagine, there's about 600 or so comments, Royal 2026. And Daniel, if you want to pull any out and just put them up, that's fine. But I'm gonna start clicking through here and saying hi. There we go. We got another hello from Lincoln, Nebraska, and Marion, Massachusetts. Let's go. Gary Friedman, a name I recognize. Don't cruise for 81 days, Virgin to Mexico. And guys, don't sleep on Virgin. You may want an adults-only experience there. Sorry, let me just take this off here. You may want an adults-only experience. Their food is amazing, and the person in charge of their food came from Royal Caribbean. So just some fun there. Lots of hellos from all you guys. Miss your tour videos. Back in high school when I was bored, I would watch your videos. best putt-putt golfer out there. Thank you so much. I love that. You can still watch them. Many more to come. I shared this on a live stream a couple weeks ago, but for those of you who don't know, I first injured my back when I was in boot camp 26 years ago, and I re-injured it pretty badly in 2019, and I decided, why the heck not? And I re-injured it last year. So I've been in a series of rehab and getting my back together. I had one procedure. I have a procedure tomorrow. I'm actually really excited, a little bit nervous about it, but it should be the thing that gets me up and going so I can get back playing with the kids, doing all those things that dads love to do. And then we're going to be bringing back our on-ship filming in late March. We have our first ships planned. It's going to be the Celebrity Excel and the Norwegian Luna. So coming back with it, but just wanted to share why, because a lot of people said, what's changed with the channel? We are doing some in-studio, and believe it or not, those shorter videos have really taken off. People are loving the shorter overviews and then graduate to the longer. So thank you so much for that, but did want to share that with you. Any glimmers of news I did just share, but not quite yet. Hello from Merritt Island. Know exactly where that is. I always end up at the Target on Merritt Island when I do back-to-back cruises. We always need to jump off and grab something, or before we board our ship, we always stop by there, maybe get a Lego set for the kids to build, or lots of fun. So know it very, very, very well. 24 days and counting. That's going to be awesome. You're going to love your cruise. Robert Cook is the best. Thanks, Robert. I will share that with him, James. I don't know. I don't think there's anybody on planet Earth that loves cruising more than Robert, one of our great advisors. Love seeing the shout out there. Okay. Lane from Columbia, Missouri, was great speaking with you or working with you earlier this week. I have a feeling you are going to ascend to an incredible vacation here in just a couple weeks. You're going to love that ship, by the way. We've been on 3 cruises, used Harr, and couldn't be happier. Thank you, Patrick. Means the world to me. I appreciate that so much. Shout out to Elizabeth at Harr. In fact, I just saw Elizabeth sending me a message, so I will let her know as well. She's fantastic to work with. I agree. She's an amazing human. Rob Cook, once again, our incredible advisor there. Thank you, guys. Keep the shout outs coming, and if you have any questions, please let me know as well. Hello from Nebraska. Guessing it's going to be a little cold there shortly. Just use Harr Travel for the first time. Excited about our upcoming cruise. Well, you're going to love it. Let us know if we can help you any more. Shout out to Amanda. She's doing an amazing job coordinating my wedding on Utopia of the Seas. Appreciate that. St. George, Utah. Used to have a house in Hurricane just for fun. My father-in-law lives in St. George, one of the more beautiful places on planet Earth. And you got a cruise in May with our wonderful advisor, Bill Tahanchuk. He does a phenomenal job as well. I've been lucky enough to cruise with him on Star of the Seas, Celebrity Ascent, and Celebrity Excel. All right. 4-year-old only watched Danny from Harr Travel. She thinks it's your full name. I love that very much. I've got a 3-year-old, and he loves it. My wife and my daughter, they have no need to watch my videos, but my son and I love it. In fact, every night when I put him to bed, he asks for the iPad, and unlike most kids watching YouTube Kids or some movie, he wants to go to RoyalCaribbean.com or Norwegian.com and tell me about all of the ships. He knows all their names by memory. Shout out to Elaine and Emily for their great service, especially helping with transfer to SFO and back. Thank you. I'll pass that along, Linda. Our team does a lot of that. Just in case you're interested, guys, I always recommend, especially in the busier cruise ports, to arrive and depart by private transfer if you can. Arrival's not such a big deal, but departure. The last time I sailed on Symphony out of Miami, the line for taxis was about 200 deep, and Ubers were taking about 45 minutes to get into the loop. So because we had prepaid a transfer with, usually we use Black Lane. We also have 3 or 4 other partners, but we're happy to pre-book that for you and make that experience seamless. Get a nice hotel, Black Lane. And I just also wanted to add this in. When I book with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, I use their air programs, and I highly recommend it for a couple reasons. So one, they have a lot of flexible fares, so you don't have to pay for that until final payment. So you can book your flight, hold it, business class, premium economy, whatever it is you're looking for. You don't pay for it till final payment. Many of them, if not most, are refundable fares, and they're just more flexible. So personally, I always start with going to air to sea. I hold my space early on. You can usually do it about 9 months out prior to your cruise, and then I don't even think about it until we get a little bit closer in. Royal also has a great hotel program where you can take advantage of discounts. It's in our welcome letter. And if you have any questions, shoot an email over to info@harrtravel.com and we'll get that over to you. Love Ovation, Cruise 123. I love her as well. Robert Wallace and Gene Bryant watching from the Beyond. One of my all-time favorite ships, one of the best cruises I've ever done. A huge shout out to Laura Lanier and Christina Baker. Laura heads up our bespoke concierge team. So taking care of those pre and post cruise plans, our incredible high level ones, and they can really do anything. It's quite amazing. And then Christina Baker, who is an amazing advisor. In fact, she was our top advisor for revenue last year. Do you have an exact date on Ovation? Yeah, it's in March, and her first cruise back is very early May out of Vancouver. Go. All right, keep going. Sail and Ovation in June. Hello from British Columbia. I hope your family is well, especially Kristen, your very nice wife. Thank you, Sandra. Remember, we talked about sewing and all that. It's been a minute or two. It's great to see your name on there. And, of course, you also have, you all. Anyway, love that. Ovation for Japan, LA to Japan. I'm sure you loved it. It's an amazing one. Is Anthem getting amplified? Not yet, but I'm hearing late 27 or 28. Begging for more itineraries out of Port Liberty in June. I totally understand that. I get it. Booked on Ovation for October to Cabo this year. I love the Cabo itineraries that overnight because nobody else does that. So what we did is I was traveling with myself, my wife, and another couple in our family. The kiddos and friends stayed on board with their kiddos, and we actually got off and had one of the best dinners I've ever had in my entire life. It was at Mezcal at the Montage. So we just got off, had a great dinner, made our way back, stopped by one of the bars in the port, had a brewski or three, and then went back. But I love that Royal has a true overnight there. Sailing Ovation in August. Yay for the pesky parrot. I love that. Okay, here we go. Love that they're adding a family suite. I do as well, Chris, and I know you love them almost as much as I do because I think I love them more than anybody else. We go here. All right. Sailing on Ovation in April of 27. So happy about the amplification. You're going to love it. We got Royal up for Ultimate Family Suite on Wonder for our honeymoon. Woo! I love that, Mike. That is absolutely amazing. All right, let's keep going. I'm a solo cruiser. Royal needs to make more allowances for people who travel solo. I don't disagree with you. I think that's a great point, though I will say nobody does it better than Norwegian. They have their studios and they have solo planning, programming, all of it. So it's just something you may want to check out and consider. Love the badges that you can gain in the app when you sail different ships and regions. I do as well, too. Ooh, I love this. Shout out to Maggie and Emily, my cruise agents. They're both incredible at what they do, including amazing people. Another awesome shout out for Maggie. Keep up the great work. Another amazing shout out for Maggie. Love all that. Great news. And booked on Harmony September and April. 8-night Southern Caribbean cruise booked on Allure. What is your top favorite thing to do? Came out of Allure's amplification. Or one thing you would. Honestly, there's not really anything I wish they would have done. I think they did a great job with it. They added some extra suites. My slam dunk home run grand slam is the mason jar. I love it on Utopia. I love it on Wonder. It's just too small. So they made it a lot bigger. The bar is infinitely larger. There's a lot more seating, that live country music every night in there. And give that peanut butter and jelly old fashioned a try. You'll love it. It's absolutely fantastic there. But I love the amplification in general. One little sneaky thing is they moved the juice bar. It's now down in Sorrento's. Believe it or not, because they got rid of the Vitality Juice Bar. Well, they put rooms in. But I love the amplification. I love what they did. Playmakers is also a huge win down on the boardwalk there. So great question. All right. Keep going here. Keep the questions going. Booked on Harmony for 2028. You're going to love it. Hats off to Maggie, our travel agent at Harr. Does Royal offer a butler like the Yacht Club? No, but they do offer a Royal Genie. So if you are in Sky Class, you're going to get the concierge. If you're in Star Class, you get a Royal Genie. And what they can do compared to a butler in the Yacht Club, it's not even the same world. They're there for you every single step of the way. We actually can help you prepare. If you're booked in Star Class, guys, just keep your eyes out. We have our brand new Star Concierge program coming out very, very soon. Just another layer of support for you. But just basically, the answer to your question is they've got something better, and it's called a Genie. Okay. All right. Love Harmony. Hope these changes don't change the vibe. I think they're all going to be very positive. Once again, losing the comedy club, I get it. Kind of annoyed there, but they're getting rid of all of them anyways. But beyond that, I think it's going to be a huge win. Real excited for the new family suites. Our favorite has been Wonder. Star was better than Icon. Hoping they keep improving with Legend. And I know you're going to have a legendary journey coming up. Love a Brazilian steakhouse. Javon, I do as well. And I just had a really crazy flashback to a mermaiden voyage a lot of years ago on Virgin Voyages. So love that you're back. Thank you so much. Always love working with you as well. Incredible slide. Let's see. Here we go. Some internet issues. I saw you on the inaugural. Well, I hope you said hi. I love that I get to see you all when I cruise. For Harmony, they're not adding a pool to the adult only area. I wish they were, but they're not. Okay. You see, Richard wants to be me in the next life. Totally fine. I'll trade you my back. Other than that, I'm in. But love my family, love my kiddos, and love that I get to share the things I love with you guys. It's truly a blessing. You're going to love Back to the Future, the musical. It's amazing. Yay, Matt, getting married on Legend. And I know the only reason you did that is for the rest of your life. You can say, honey, I gave you the most legendary wedding of all time. So can't top that, right? There we go. Amazing. Hello to Sailor. I wish Icon Class had better suite offerings for a family of 5. You and me. They have a ton of great balcony offerings with those infinite family balconies that hold 6. But it's a big disappointment and letdown. Now, if you have an infant in there, we could get 5 into some of them. Man, I wish it was better than that. All right. Jennifer, shout out to Helene Hager. She's the best. She is amazing, right? We'll be doing the drawing here in about 10 minutes. Here we go. Any inaugural slots open on the first cruise? There is. Pre-inaugural that's for media. It's not something they sell, but for the actual inaugural, there is. Yep, I can't believe Teddy's actually 3.5. Believe it or not, Javon. It's kind of crazy to even say those words out loud. Got to tour the bridge on Star. So awesome. Wife and I went on either Star or Symphony this season in October. Had so much fun. Loved the Trellis Bar. Here. I've been watching you for over a year and finally booked a Star Loft with Harr Travel. Thanks, Lindsay. I appreciate that. It's a great pleasure to get to work with you. Shout out to Pablo, my travel agent, and the entire customer experience team. They are very responsive when I email them regarding price drops or anything else that I have questions about. I love to hear that. Amanda is the best agent. Love that as well. She's amazing. Icon was amazing. Could never tell there was almost 6,000 passengers. Agreed. Stacy, thank you for mentioning that. I don't know why I didn't, but crepes. That's exactly said perfectly well. Anyway, I could use some crepes. We're sailing on the Star in 17 days. Of the thermal suite contain a hot tub or plunge pool? It does not. That's one place that Royal does not do well at is thermal suites. It's very small. It's kind of an afterthought, but at least they have one. If you want a great thermal suite, check out those new Norwegian ships. Celebrity also does a great thermal suite. They just don't have pools. All right. Go. Best musical so far. Agree with you greatly. Need to make ice cream available 24/7. Guess what? It is through room service. There we go. All right. Keep going here. On the Amped Allure during December 25, love what they did. Couldn't agree with you more. Cruised on the Star of the Seas this December on a junior suite. It was great. I love that the junior suites on there especially. I think they do a great job. What are they naming the 4th Icon? They are going to name it the Danny of the Seas. No, just kidding. I have no idea, but I'm hearing, or when you can look and see what they've trademarked, my guess is Hero of the Seas because they trademarked that, but don't know anything officially yet. You're going to love Star, and I'm sure Pablo's awesome, but Elaine is the 007 of travel agents. Well, 007 had some compatriots that did a lot of great things too, so I love that. Okay. How will we know if we're booking one that will be that destination? Just let your advisor know. That's what they're great at, and we're happy to help you with that. Okay. All right. Been on 4 Royal Cruises, Icon, Mariner, Harmony, and Odyssey. Have Utopia, Wonder, and Icon booked. Symphony Icon booked. You're my hero. I love that. Shout out to Kayla for helping Marcy and us book the Royal booking cruise for December on Allure on Royal Loft. I actually talked to Kayla about that. I'm so excited for you guys. You're going to love that suite, and you're going to love the updates that they did. All right. Easy and safe and enjoyable and perfect. We love the concepts too. Love to hear that. We were on Star. We're on Star Class on Symphony, and we're disappointed that we still had to pay so much to do things on Perfect Day. I get that. I totally get it. We've asked them for a long time. Now, if you're in the Ultimate Family Suite, you do get the water park included. The one thing that I can say is, that you can pay nothing on Perfect Day and have an incredible experience. You can also spend a fortune. But I'm with you. I wish with Star Class, they gave you a bit more. Go here. Sailed out of New Orleans. That's a great sail away as well, too. Love to hear that. Okay. Let me know when Royal gets a hotel at each port so we can be an all-inclusive for real. I love that. That's awesome. Lots of buzz online about building a possible new port in Manatee Island that will allow megaships. Yes. So it's the company actually bought it, and mostly so that they could preserve it and it wouldn't turn into a big industrial thing. But we're hearing that as well. So as soon as we know that's for sure, we'd love it. But what that would do is it would open up all the bigger ships to go to Tampa, because you would not have to pass under the bridge anymore. The Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Hearing a lot about that. Which ports of Paradise Island aren't done? Everything seems to be done to me. No, just they're updating and finalizing some of the buildings, doing some painting, putting some final details together there. So it's 98%. It's almost there. Okay. All right. What's the difference between the family beach and the chill beach? Well, one will be families, and it'll probably be less chill because my kids are not always chill, but they do love have a good time. But it's kind of more of a designated quiet area versus a designated family area. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep going. I wish Utopia did longer sailings. Just came back. I feel like she might have 2 week-long sailings over Christmas. I could be wrong. Here we go. Go in. All right, sorry here. Does Harr of the Seas have any blocks of rooms for Star and 26 lineup? We do. We have a ton. Keep in mind, if you're booking balcony or below, we have group rates on almost every sailing, refundable deposits, and also generally lower prices. And I love that. So make sure that you ask for those group rates, not with suites, though. Not with suites. But I take that back. There are some group rates and things that we can do with that, and they're adding group rates for 3 and 4 passenger rooms. Let me go here. These Royal Caribbean-owned areas are amazing places to visit. We were at Nassau on our Christmas cruise. It was impressive and made it worth the stop. I love that. They hear that as well, too. Is Harmony of the Seas leaving Galveston? Yes. Icon's heading to Galveston. Symphony's heading to Galveston. But Harmony will not be there after she heads out. Actually, Allure is going to be there for a very short period of time as well. Why Starbucks drinkware going away? It's a Starbucks thing, and it's with all the cruise lines. So I think what you're talking about is those destination mugs. They have a name of some kind of series, but I've got Star and Icon, and I love them and collect them. But, well, Starbucks is doing their thing. Sailed on Liberty last March in the 4-bedroom villa. It was fun. It's amazing. I love that space. Here. If doing the Med, which ships are best and which ones are sailing in 27? I mean, I think Legend would be an incredible way to do the Med, and Odyssey would be an incredible way to do the Med. Explorer has some amazing itineraries as well, but it sounds like you're looking for newer. The newest ship will be Legend, and then Odyssey as well, both with Star, Sky, and Sea Class, and incredible cruises. All right. Pleasantly surprised with Liberty. Loved it, even after coming off Oasis and Quantum. I love to hear that as well. All right. Been on Freedom a few times. Still my favorite mid-size ship. Better than some newer mid-size ships on other lines. I agree. I think they do a great job. Holly talked to Elizabeth today to book our cruise out of Barcelona. She was so helpful. I love that. She's amazing. Appreciate that greatly. They knocked it out of the park with Icon class. They did. And they're going to have 7 of them, guys. They've already taken out the options for 6 and 7. And I'm hearing that those 2 specifically are going to be a chunk bigger. Still reluctant to sail on such a large ship? Absolutely. Give it a try. I mean, what I'll say is I found that Star felt less crowded than when I was on Freedom. And it felt less crowded than when I was on Grandeur, too. So give it a shot. We enjoyed Vision. It's small, but amazing. I love classic cruising, too. Can't go wrong there. All right. Really wish Royal would prohibit smoking in the casinos. They're adding smoke-free casinos on most of the ships, but I'm with you. It's even if, well, I know a lot of people that are smokers that don't want to be in that either. So I love that on Celebrity, and I'll say Celebrity has more of my money because of it. So maybe Royal's doing me a solid there. Streaming in from the Beyond through Harr. Had a great time. I love that you loved it. That's such an awesome ship. Getting ready for pics of Michael Bailey with the new dog. Yeah, it's going to happen. Start very, very soon. All right, let me keep going. I can't wait for Legends preview on November 11th. Lane Hagar needs to join on that preview sailing. I love that, Jennifer. I'm guessing you wouldn't mind joining her as well. We'll see. They're only doing that one, so I'm not sure exactly how many spots we're going to get. What is the Railway? So the Royal Railway is basically a simulator. So you go in and it looks and feels exactly like a rail car. You can go back and watch our tour of Utopia of the Seas, and you can see the Royal Railway there. But they have characters that are waiters that are in there. And the first one on Legend is going to be the travels of Marco Polo along the Silk Road. So they'll have a menu that's Asian inspired, and then they'll have interaction. So the walls are LED screens, and it feels like you're traveling on a train. And they put in kickers and different effects, so it feels like, boom, like the train's getting started. So it's a meal with some entertainment, and it's absolutely fantastic. Okay. All right. Definitely allergic to dogs. Which ships don't have dogs? It's just the Icon class that does. But what I will say is that you can definitely stay away if you'd like, but totally understand. Maggie, I'll be calling. All right, Chris, she'll be looking forward to that. Are they doing any other cabins on Liberty? They're adding a couple more panoramic suites and updating, but not a ton of additions because they already did it when they renovated a few years ago there. Brilliance, I love her. She's still brilliant. Any chance you think the Discovery class called Discovery, perhaps its unique locations? That's what they're saying, but guys, 140,000 ton ship is not the same as a 40,000 ton Silver Sea ship. And so if you really want to get into those unique out of the way destinations, that's a great way to do it. And also keep in mind, Silver Sea does great expeditions to Antarctica. So phenomenal there. My grandkids can't wait until see here on Utopia. Use your influence to ensure they make Discovery class gets the schooner. Oh man, I wish it will, because that is the best schooner bar, hands down, bar none. Thank you, Danny. It's a great update. It's my first live stream with you. Definitely attend all future live streams. We love it. And guys, we've brought back our cruise news. So every Tuesday at this same time, I'm doing the cruise news. I'll be doing it every week until I head on a cruise in late February, and we're going to try. It just depends on the speed. All right, Maggie, Emily, Luis, you've all been awesome. I love to hear that, Nicole. Great people. Emily and Luis are on our customer experience team. Our goal at Harr Travel, of course, you have an advisor, but guys, they work 40 hours a week. They should take vacations. They should take time with their family, days off. And so we have our incredible 7-day-a-week customer experience team. They can always help you as well. And as advisors, we also team up and share, right? Our goal is to make sure that you always have someone awesome to work with. And it certainly looks like you do. So happy with status match and points choice. Me as well. Okay. Getting through the questions here, guys. All right. Got some awesome ones. They learn fast from Carnival's mess. Absolutely. Absolutely, positively, hands down. All right. Let's see. How does one submit status match? You can shoot it over to us if you'd like to, but it's just a really quick email over and it's all done. So just let us know, or you can do that yourself. And honestly, if you just Google Royal Caribbean status match, it'll take you to the FAQ and you can go right in through there as well. Any thoughts on the new LA terminal announcement today? Let's let me look. Okay, so I've been knowing that they were going to do a lot for a while. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll check it out. So I'm just doing a quick look. Nothing yet, but I'll share it with you next week. But I have been speaking with the board, and I'm down at the Port of LA. It seems like every week or every 2 weeks there. It desperately needs it. I don't know if you guys had the same issue, but Microsoft went down for the entire day today. So if any of you didn't get emails back, or we haven't responded because we haven't seen your email yet, I do apologize. But much of my day was eaten up by the gremlins inside the Microsoft system. All right, new point system is awesome now. Thank goodness they did this. Love the updates. Just booked our first transatlantic. You're going to love that. We've only sailed Norwegian, but this is really interesting. We'll have to get more information. Let us know. Norwegian's great as well. There's a perfect cruise from everybody. So go here. Love your cruise tours and YouTube. They're great. Thank you. Tell us what you know about the next Ultimate World Cruise. That Royal's not doing one anytime soon. At some point they will. It's just not going to happen anytime soon. So if you're interested in a world cruise, I got them, and I can take great care of you. Celebrity has an incredible world cruise coming up, and that the ship's going to get a massive reno ahead. That's one to pay attention to there. Okay. Especially love it when you see the bank is open. Absolutely. The bank will be open. It's always open. All right. Rob Cook is amazing. I love to hear that. Hope you have a full recovery. Thank you for that. Your prayers mean the world to me. Just transferred my cruise to you guys recently because of all your amazing videos. Always great information. I love that. Thank you, Jody. Love that we get to work with you. Our next cruise is on Reflection, first time with Celebrity. You're going to love it. That's a great ship. Harr Travel fan, will Legend still have comedy option? Absolutely. It's just going to be in the main theater. So main theater. I'm also hearing they may use the music hall. So stay tuned, but we're going to see. All right. I guess basketball's it's been out for a bit, but I'm hoping, and the doctor tells me if everything goes the way it's supposed to, it's going to be back. So there we go. Thanks, Richard. I really do appreciate that. 129 days till Alaska. You're going to love it. Sue, Maggie Lerma is phenomenal. I love that. Robert Cook and your entire customer service team are second to that. Guys, as a business owner, but as a human, hearing this just makes me so happy. And guys, I'm going to do the giveaway at the top of the hour in 4 minutes. So Daniel, if you don't mind, we are going to close it down in 30 seconds. So if you have not put hashtag Royal 2026, you only need to do it once. Put that in the chat so that you can qualify for it. Once again, not associated with YouTube in any way. We're giving this away from Harr Travel. It's a balcony cabin for up to 4 to Alaska, Mexico, or the Caribbean. If you want to upgrade, we'll work with you. We want this to get to somebody awesome, and I'm sure we will. Hats off to Maggie, Travel Agent Harr. There we go. We just got that one here. All right, traveling March 7th to Aruba. Can't wait. You're going to love it. Elaine is amazing. Love to hear that. Another awesome shout out to our Hall of Famer, Elaine. Love that as well. Looking forward to our very first cruise this Saturday. A huge thank you to Harr Travel for helping with plan. If you have any last minute questions, let us know. We're happy to answer them and make sure that you have the most incredible time. Don't forget to do the health questionnaire in the app before you board. It makes your life a little quicker and easier. So make sure you have the check-in complete, and within 24 hours, you can do the health questionnaire as well. It's going to make it seamless. Elaine is amazing. Michelle Matthews is the best CE ever. Love to hear that. Loyal to Royal. Let's all admit Harr people are the best. Never disappointed. Robert made my day. Star of the Seas, best cruise ever. Thank you, Elaine, for making it flawless. Shout out to Robert Cook, who treats us like royalty. We use him all the time. Love that. Doing a celebrity cruise night soon. Yes, in about 2 weeks. So pay attention. And somebody tells me there's going to be a free cruise there too. Just got our diamond pins on Symphony. Oh, you're going to love that. This week on Beyond, both great. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Just upgraded today to the Ultimate Panoramic Suite. I love that suite. I love the way they've redesigned it compared to Oasis as well. Royal Caribbean's the best. We've been cruising with them for 36 years, from Song of Norway to Star of the Seas. My very first was Nordic Empress, so I love that, Tom. Absolutely love that. Need group rate for suites. Very spoiled. I agree. Problem is they don't have any problem selling them, so we'll get some group rates eventually. Please add doors to the casino. Couldn't agree with you more. Yep, agree. Larry won't regret it. Norway is beautiful. One of the most incredible, gorgeous cruises ever to Norway, the Norwegian fjords. I love to work with them. Everybody, our team members is remote. Feel free to shoot an email to Danny@harrtravel.com. We're going to be hiring again probably in about 6 weeks or so, but love to give it a shot if that works for you. Star never seemed crowded. Love that. Emily and Luis as customer experience advisors. They're amazing. And guys, I love that. Icon is Icon, Star, Legend, and what I think is going to be Hero of the Seas. Star never seemed crowded. My husband would go. Love that. Does Royal do any casino comp status matching, meaning if you get a free balcony on a specific line? Generally not, but you can always reach out, and sometimes they will. But keep in mind, guys, we can help you with your casino bookings. We just can't help you with full comps. But if you're going to take a comp and upgrade it to a balcony, a suite, something like that, we can definitely assist you. Greetings. We'll be boarding Utopia on August 27. Our son will be 4 years old. In your experience, when do we need to stop bringing the stroller? You know, I'll be honest. I love the stroller. Now that we have another younger kiddo, you know, my wife says the stroller is my purse. So anyways, I say keep it forever. How do we dress on a transatlantic? Layers. Just make sure you have layers with some waterproof, windproof outer layers. And that way, if it's warm, if it's cold, you can always change it up. Royal still going to Aruba? Absolutely. What's the best cruise line to circle Japan? Azamara, I think, has the best itinerary. Celebrity does an incredible job there as well. And stay tuned. We may have something hosted there coming up in 27. Can anyone confirm that it's an extremely long walk back to the ship? It is. So they drop you off at the front. It is about a 10 to 12-minute walk from where they drop you off for security after you come back. So the boat, it's actually closer on the way there. And then the boat, when it takes you back, you got to go through the pier security and over. So a little bit of a walk, kind of like Coco Cay. Love to see the river cruise to Christmas markets as you're hosted. It will be awesome. It will be epic. It will be amazing. Very special thanks for your handicap cabin tours. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate that. And I believe you've also worked with Laura in our office as well. Want Phoenix in the music hall on my crew. Meet every single time. They're the best. I drive to Vegas pretty regularly to see them. Going on Celebrity in 2 months, booked through Harr. Love that. All right, here's what I'm going to do. First off, thank you guys, right? We just closed it out. So the drawing is closed. Once again, must be 18 or older, U.S. resident, not affiliated in any way with YouTube. We're going to continue to do this on a regular basis because it gets me excited and I get to feel a little bit like Oprah. Who knows? Maybe next time you will get a cruise. But if you guys can all do me a favor and do a little drum roll for us here I'll do it on my computer. You see here. Oh, I need one more second. There we go. And the winner is Chelsea Johnson. So congratulations, Chelsea. You are the winner of a 7-day cruise. Do me a favor. Send me, Danny at Harr Travel, a quick email just to danny@harrtravel.com. I'm going to book your cruise personally, and I'll take care of all of those details for you. And, of course, if you want to upgrade, we will get it set as well. But once again, Chelsea Johnson is the winner. And I know some of you guys do need to leave. I'm going to hang out here, and I'm going to continue and answer all your questions. But I did want to be sensitive to your time. So pretty please hang out if you like. Keep the questions going. Keep those shout outs going for your advisors. If they get one, we are going to do something special for them and reward them. All right. Give me 1 second here. All right. And Chelsea, I just wanted to pull this up here. So very excited to get to work with you. Okay. So Chelsea, reach out, Danny@harrtravel.com, and we'll see if we can't get you on that cruise. I know you were working on one previously there. All right. Let me go back in here to StreamYard, and let me keep answering questions here. So thanks again, guys. Shout out to Robert Cook. Just booked my parents on a last-minute cruise on Quantum. Can't wait for Virgin and Explora. And hopefully you're traveling on JetBlue if you catch my drift. It was so awesome getting to meet you. And hopefully he gets to try Explora this year as well. Well, little birdie told me he is going to be trying it here very, very soon. Shout out to Maggie. Really great. I love that. Let me see here. All right. I'm booking with Harr in the future along with my friends and family. I brought well over 100,000 in the last 2 years to a different agent and get zero customer service. Well, first off, I hate to hear that. That's never something I want. I love all advisors. I love what we do, but we'd love to help you from here on out. And I can promise you our team's going to take great care. If we make a mistake, we'll own it, and then we will make sure that we fix it for you. Any thoughts on Icon 4? No, but I think we can kind of read between the lines here. My guess is an Icon ship will be going to New York, though I'm not sure if I can get under the bridge. All right. Thank you for all the amazing info and passion. Thank you. I appreciate that. Looking forward to your next live feed. See you next Tuesday. Can I get a mug? We used Harr Travel for Alaska and Quantum. Shoot me a quick email, and we'll make sure and get one in there for you for your next cruise. Shout out to Vince. He's the best. Got us our genie of choice on Star. And Vince is, of course, our president. He came to us after working for Royal for a dozen years. I've actually known him for almost 20 years. Great guy. And he's traveling with his family on Royal Caribbean coming up here very soon. Book through Disney's website. Can I transfer to Harr? Yes, as long as it's been within 30 days and it's not paid in full. Stay tuned, guys, for more Disney. I might be treasuring a sailing on there pretty soon and some videos coming your way. Appreciate the answer on the stroller. Last question on Nassau. I'm not sure our party wants to head to the beach club. What would you recommend as an alternative? Honestly, stay on board. With 1,000, 2,000 people off, there's so many awesome things to do on board your ship. But if not, Baja Mar's good. It's just quite a distance. And Atlantis is pretty good too there. It's just, once again, with the little ones, I think Royal Beach Club is probably the best option, or staying on board. I'd say it depends. It's going to be a tad cold most days. There we go. Thank you. Had a call with Maggie this past Sunday. Extremely nice. Absolute pleasure to work with. Looking forward to working with her and Harr for the first time and many more times to come. Thank you so much. Ryan, thank you for joining us as well. Shout out to Bill T, who helped us book our 4th cruise on Celebrity this week. Shout out to Amanda. She is the greatest. I love that. Another familiar name. Thanks, Sean Kirk. Did an eastbound in May and didn't really like getting in the pools. It wasn't as cold per se. Totally understand that. What's the most interesting place to check out on Allure? I said it already, but I'm just going to triple down. Mason jar. Go for the live music, and you are going to love it. Kick up your boots and enjoy. We've always booked our own cruise until this year, but using Bill and Emily on Harr for 9-4 on Ovation out of Alaska, they've been great. I love that. And guys, I don't know why anybody would book directly with a cruise line. You're starting at the same price. Oftentimes we have lower prices. We always have an amenity that we can throw on there for you. But more than that, we work for you, not the cruise line. The cruise line works for their shareholders. Okay, let me see here. All right. Great feed. Thank you. Got our first ever cruise for March booked on Voyager. Very excited. I have already booked another on Quantum in November, and we love to travel over and do an icon class in the future. You should. You're going to love it. Mark, appreciate that as well. Had a great cruise booked on Oasis and decided to go back to back. Robert worked his magic and kept us in the same suite. I love that. Wilmore, it's always awesome to see you. I love working with you and your entire extended family. I was working with some other family members of yours today. Maggie and Joyce Forte are so helpful. Joyce is also on our bespoke concierge team, taking care of your pre and post cruise offerings. And Maggie always does an amazing job. Thank you for the live. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you. A little nervous, but excited. Recommendations for kiddos and parents. You know, I talked about this yesterday. I'm just going to throw this out again. One of the things that we've been doing a lot as a family is either doing a resort day pass, so going to a resort for a day, or booking a room for 1 or 2 nights, sometimes the night before. And in St. Thomas, we did that the last time, and we loved it. It was great because we got off, we went, checked into the room. We actually booked it for the night before, so it was ready by the time we got there. And then I went my son, we put him down for a nap during the middle of the day, so having the room was great. We all took showers before we headed back to the ship. I love that. Even if you don't get a room, those resort day passes are an awesome option. My favorite beach, though, is Megan's Bay. It's just, she's getting pretty clouded. Excuse me one second. Take a sip of water. Get from the hiccups. All right. We go. Okay. Emily and Maggie are wonderful to work with. Love that. Love your tours. Thank you. Can you look at a specific suite for the lowest price for any date throughout the year? Yeah, that is something. I mean, there's a little bit of work involved, but we're happy to look at that for you, Trent. Just let us know. Enjoy seeing your double, triple, and quadruple fisting ice cream. My question is, do you know anything about Oasis 7? Nothing. But I'll tell you what, my big push, and it's probably not going to happen, is give her to me on the West Coast. I know what to do with her. Nothing yet, but I'll share as soon as I do. Lucky enough to have had a great time with you, your dad, Rick, Doug, and Eric on Icon. Hope to do it again. I remember that. In fact, I think it was a dinner at Coastal Kitchen. Then we went to, and then I think after that we went to the Rock Hall, the music hall. So absolutely, it was fantastic. Thoughts on insurance, cruise line versus trip versus annual? So great question. Happy to answer that. So first off, I think the cruise line insurance is good for 2 reasons. One, if you're over 80, right? Because pricing starts to get really, really expensive for third-party policies when they're based on age. The other is if you're looking for a true cancel for any reason option. Royals policy that they underwrite through Aon, same with Celebrity. If you cancel in the right period of time, you don't have to give a reason. You can file a claim and get up to 90% as a future cruise credit. That's a huge benefit because nobody else is going to give you that. That said, I always book third party for myself. I find annual policies, if you're booking a lot of very small cruises, it could make sense. But for the most part, what I find is annual doesn't have the coverage that people want, never has pre-existing condition coverage, also tops out at some lower bits. So I personally get third-party insurance every single time. And unfortunately, I've made more on the insurance than had I not purchased it. So for different reasons. So there we go. Hopefully I answered your question. If I didn't, Kirk, put another question in there. Pablo did a wonderful job. I love that. We had an amazing time in the schooner on Allure. We're there pretty much every night, and it was epic. Also got to see a shuttle launch at 1 a.m. from the Solarium deck. That's awesome. I saw that one time in Canaveral on Anthem. So that was amazing. Retired now and ready to collect the badges. Let's do this thing, Chris. Thanks for taking your time to keep us informed. Good luck tomorrow. I'll say a prayer. Thank you. Your prayers mean the world to me and my family. Looking forward to our transatlantic. You're going to love it. Yay, Chelsea. Thank you so much. Because, if you hadn't commented, I would have thought you weren't here. And then we'd had no, just kidding. Absolutely love that. Did you ever get a chance to check out info? I have not. I'm going to do that as soon as we wrap this up. Tammy, send me another email. I think you may have already sent it. Today was absolutely bonkers because of the Microsoft outage. So I do apologize. Thanks for all the information. Listening next week. Donna, it is always good to hear from you. Michael Knapp, what do you need to do in Fort Lauderdale to transfer when doing side-by-side Royal to Celebrity? Honestly, Fort Lauderdale is pretty easy. I would just get an Uber. And though, taxis are really prevalent, I would say Uber or taxi. You technically could walk it with your bags. It'd be about a 15-minute walk. I don't know that you want to do that. I honestly, if you just come right on out, there's always taxis right there, and it's usually not as bad as Miami. I would just grab a taxi. But once again, you could do Uber too. My family went on our first cruise in 25, and your videos were wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tremendous help. Thank you for all you do. Shout out to Bill, 81 days until Trans-Pacific on Anthem. Hi, Danny. Been watching YouTube channel for a year now. Really enjoy. Booked on a cruise to Alaska on Hal. You're going to love it. Koenigsdamm's awesome. I've had some great cruises there. Thank you. That was a great one. Great good night to all. And guys, please all be safe with this storm coming. It's, ironically, we get really busy when storms hit because people realize they want to get the heck out of there. But I will say, please stay safe. Becky Lansing, which ship offers star service to Hawaii? Really, with Royal, the only way you get that is repositioning. So it's usually Quantum class going back and forth between Hawaii and Vancouver, and then on to Australia and back. And then also, I know you love Celebrity as well. Same thing. The Edge does that in addition. Schooner, great venue. Who doesn't love a piano? I agree. Good luck. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. My 3-year-old daughter loves your videos. Can we watch Danny? I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Made my night. On the artist, was a fantastic in Schooner. And Allure, following him online. I love that, Kevin. Danny, great name, by the way. We've taken several cruises, all star class, and have used Harr. We won't travel any other way. All ran smoothly. Getting ready to book Alaska cruise. Thank you so much. There we go. Royal needs a Rat Pack venue. I would love to see. Was it the $1 million Quartet? Is that something like that? But that's a great show as well. Thank you for you and your videos. Came a customer, very detailed. Keep it up. Thanks. And our travel advisor, thanks to Robert too. I love that, Michelle. Made my day. Well, one really quick thing, because you all hung out. The one last thing I forgot to mention was Royal Beach Club Santorini. I'm just going to end with that here because Santorini has gotten really crowded, and it's a small island, and it doesn't have a lot of access points. I love this. They're going to pick you up right at the pier and take you over by boat, and you're going to be able to kind of rotate, do a shore excursion, get part of your day at the beach club, and they stay until 10 o'clock at night. So huge, wonderful one there. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you so much for your time today. It's always a pleasure. Chelsea, thank you, and congratulations to you as well. If you need anything, guys, reach out. I know you can see that our team cares. We love what we do. And as always, ciao for now.